Streaming. Let me bring myself in the picture. Again, lastminute.com, trying to do Nvidia earnings. I had such a long day, such a busy week, and I thought I need to do this video. I need to research. I've not even looked at it. I'm just looking at the chart right in front of me just now. Nvidia was down 3%, up 4%. I don't even know what's happening. I thought I'd just do it live. Normally, that's what I'll do. Sit here, look at the report, I'm gonna analyze it, see where I am. Am I holding? Am I selling? What's my thoughts? And I thought, hey, let's go live and just do a Q&A. I wish I could bring you guys on the show. I don't know how I'm going to do this thing, bring everybody, do like a party chat, but I can't. Maybe something I need to think about for future. But really, it's about the Nvidia Q3 2021 earnings. And I just want to dwell in it. And it's a stock that I hold. I commit to. I like AMD. I like Nvidia. And I've got no qualms about them. But I know that not surprised if there was a sell-off in the next few weeks for 10-20% down, and not surprised at all because it's already high because one, shortage of chips, push it up high, and next thing is a Metaverse announcement from Facebook, and then Microsoft came, and then Omniverse on the last GTC 2021 made it even more bullish, more reasons for the stock to go even higher. So people are not worried about the cryptocurrency doom where Ethereum will be off mining at the end of the year. What's going to be happening to old Nvidia cards? And guess what? Metaverse is here to just propel it even higher. So really, I'm here today just want to just share my views. I'm going to do it live. I'm not even prepared for anything. All I have is Nvidia, CNBC, hypercharts, and the event. I can't even get the presentations but I thought I'd just do here and see what everybody thinks as well. And yeah, I just want to see who's online. I'm not surprised to see little people online. It's like the worst time of the day. My kids just went to bed. I've been busy all day working and then Ubering my daughter and dance, sitting in the car for 2 hours. I did go for a walk. And back home, I was just exhausted, but I cannot keep my hands off cryptos and Nvidia. So I just want to say hello to Fabian. How are you doing? I'm going to say hello to Marzena. How are you doing? Evening, everyone. Always excited. Thank you very much. I thought today just do stocks, focus on stocks. Company that I like. Yeah, love it. BNB, how are you doing? Are you not retired yet? Are you just being greedy? Oh man, everybody's being greedy. And yeah, he's right. I've been quite out of action with stocks. I'm not even watching. Even AMD hit all-time high yesterday. I don't even know what AMD is doing because I'm so focused on cryptos just now. It's the face ripper of Bitcoin going to 150,000. That's what I'm so excited about. But today is not about Bitcoin. Okay, today is about the beloved Jensen Huang's Nvidia, and that's what I want to do. And yeah, I can see why I didn't listen to it. I'm stuck with dark trace instead of going up with AMD. I know I've got a few points, but dark trace just now, I got a friend who's bought dark trace's work and asked me, they're quite concerned should they sell. So dark trace is going through a cycle. Even CrowdStrike, with CrowdStrike going through a cycle where people think they're overvalued just now, and we're coming out of the lockdown. So just hang in there with dark trace. I mean, it'd be a bad time to switch from dark trace to anything else, but I just need to give it time. They might get demoted back to FTSE 250, and hopefully give them time to grow. I have not found any real concrete evidence of how poor performing their company will be. In fact, they're still doing pretty well, and they're still winning contracts from end to end. So we just have to wait till end of the year and see what they report based on. So AMD, on the other hand, doing so well. I don't even know what the ceiling is for AMD just now. So hang in there. Let's do Nvidia. And I think Motards, you're saying, what time Nvidia? I think Nvidia's call is still happening in the background. That's why they're not even issuing the presentation slides, which I'm hoping for. But we got like data that what we can evaluate from it. But what you can see is, let me just share my screen slide. Share screen. It's easier to talk screen. I've not prepped any slides. I'm just gonna go raw, like what you and me will be doing if you're watching the results. So at the moment, I shouldn't be concentrating the price action, but I just want to see how the market is reacting. So obviously it dropped about 3% today, and they were FUDs, there were the doubts about Nvidia. It's not here just now, but Financial Times did try to report about the issues with ARM buyout. Again, this story has been happening for the last 12 months. So price action, this is confusing. I'm not going to say that, oh yes, tomorrow is going to go shoot up higher. I've seen cases after hours shoot up higher, folks take profit and then plummet down again. So I've seen that happen. So I'm not going to bang on saying that this is the rally is going to hit 400. I know that anything could happen still. So one thing that I was going to say is I did send. I'm not trying to tell everybody to join my Patreon, but it's just something that I do in the morning, especially for Nvidia. I did say to friends because friends were asking, say, Alex, should we sell Nvidia? So is nothing wrong selling Nvidia, taking profit, because Nvidia indeed has had a good run already, had a good run up. And I'm not surprised. You see, Nvidia, normally the good run up, you stay stagnant for a few months, so it's okay to take profits, to take some profit. For me, I'm not doing anything. I'm not taking profit. I'm holding on because I don't mind if it drops 20%. I'm not going to swing, because many times in the past, I've looked at my past history where I thought, okay, let's catch the dip and move back up. I've done it a few times this year. Yeah, I've done it AMD. I got lucky. No, I've done it Nvidia the last time it dipped. I got lucky. 220, it dropped to 210. I bought it. It went up again, so I got lucky with that one. Tesla, again, I'm lucky that I sold the top, it came down. But I'm saying that I'm not always that lucky. It's just by timing that I'm right. So I do not want to take profit already on Tesla and take profit on Nvidia, and the next thing it rips higher. So that's the thing I do not want to risk. I've risked it too many times, and I just want to hold. I'm just doing the diamond hands holding. I'm not going to do anything. So folks taking profit, fine. It's healthy to take profit. For me, I'm not taking profit. I'm just leaving them there. I can do other avenues, other swing trading on cryptos to make my gains. I don't necessarily have to touch Nvidia. It's stable as a rock for me. Okay, so let's look into where we come from and see what. So the only news that's out there just now, let me refresh my screen. The only news I can see is CNBC. CNBC is pretty fast with what they release on day, because I think the conference is still happening. I think the webinar, the lesson, the webinar is still happening, so that we cannot get any presentation until the webinar finishes. And so what we can see here just now, yeah. So Nvidia, again, sales grew 55%. Demand on AI chips, as always, demand. All I can say, the same for AMD. Yeah. Nvidia is really restricted. They're currently around about 60-65% growth, and they could even hit 70 if they do well. But if they're not, they drop back to 60. I'm happy with that. The target 60% growth this year. If it wasn't for the constraint of factories of TSMC, Nvidia could literally do 120% if they could max out, because they have the demand for 120%, but they're so restricted. So they're stuck to this 60% because there's only so much factories that can produce what they have. So they're restricted, and hopefully I want to see for next year, in January, February, when they announce their future forecast, I want to see how much they're expected for 2022. If they can do 60% again, it's incredible. They've done 60% last year, 60% this year, and they do 60% next year. Man, it's a dream heaven holding stocks like this. So let's go to where they are. And I even forgot that Nvidia actually did 123% year to date. I mean, I if you guys have followed me, I've bought Nvidia since last year. Yeah, I bought it since last year. I don't know how many videos I've done on AMD and Nvidia. Say buy, just buy. It's going sideways, just buy. And I'm surprised. It's 120. It doesn't really matter. I don't care if it's 120, 200%, because this is not the end goal. The end goal is that 2025, where I want to see Nvidia to that 1 trillion, 1.5 trillion mega bucket here. So the data that I'm looking at is rose trade. It doesn't matter how much it rose. So earnings, 1.7% adjusted versus 1.11 expected, 60% year on year. Exactly. That's on target. That's what he told us back in January, and that's what it's achieving. We are on target for Q3, so the likelihood of Q4 hitting the target, not surprised. Revenue, 7.1 billion versus 6.2 billion, exceeded 50%. And I'm even surprised that the streets give them such a low expectation when he knows it's going to hit higher. And big run, folks are also screaming, say, are we going to get another stock split? I mean, chill down, people. It's only 300. We're not going to get a stock split pretty soon. Until when it hits 500, then we will talk about stock split again. And that's where you can double, triple, quadruple your money. So like I can see somebody say, Sam said, I will hold Nvidia forever. Same here, man. I'm gonna hold for a very, very long time. I'm gonna hold Nvidia because this is one of those 1 in 20 years type stocks. Google was a 1 in 20 year type stocks. Amazon was a 1 in 20 year type stocks. Coca-Cola was a 1 in 20 year type stocks that made people and help people grow wealth. And there's no reason not to hold them. Okay, so in gaming, again, biggest market. But then again, I just want to pick any key points that have changed. Sorry, I'm also reading as fresh as you. Let me just zoom it in. Maybe perhaps everybody can see it a bit better. The gaming, crypto. So Nvidia said it sold 105 million on the cryptocurrency specific chips. Okay, so one of the reasons why it's ripping up so high is because I'm not sure you guys know that, Bitcoin mining uses lots of chips. Okay, they've got the mining specialist chips, but the likes of Ethereum, Dogecoin, and all, people are mining at home using graphics cards from Nvidia and AMD. And because Ethereum is one of the biggest one that people mine at home, and Ethereum is moving from proof of work mining to proof of stake, which is no more, which end of this year is going to be. So what my worry beginning of the year saying is AMD and Nvidia might drop just like in 2017 when they stopped using the graphics card. But the great news is Facebook came out with Metaverse, Microsoft came out with Metaverse. That is just going to sustain that growth even further for years to come. So I can put to rest that I'm not going to be worried about this crypto chips that's going to be happening. Yep. Data center again, it's a big, huge use. Nvidia report data center sales up 55% from Azure, Google Cloud. Same as AMD, the same data center. Now it's not just about the data center. It's not the metaverse data center. It's crazy. It's not just about metaverse render. There are companies that actually render out. There's a company called RNDR called Render. So what they do is they have a cloud company that your computer can only process so much graphics requirement. But what you can do is you can hire online graphics. Like, for example, you're a Hollywood producer and you got only so much computers that you can produce off, and it takes so much time to render your graphics or your whatever edit you're doing. You can actually get speed off the cloud server, your boring graphic speed, and there are companies out there that are developing this just now. So here we're just talking about data centers. Yeah, we're not talking about rendering or other cloud services that actually we can ship our power requirement to a cloud supplier. So this data center upgrade from these guys is only the beginning. And another sector is the AI, okay, the artificial intelligence, like Tesla, for example. They've got that dojo where they send everything to this mega brain that does all the AI computing and then sends it back to the cars. It's something as well that we have not even touched the tip of the surface. And Nvidia will be a key player in not metaverse, AI, and also rendering, graphics, data center, so much more. Like, one of you say that Nvidia to the moon. Yes. Nvidia long-term hold. Yes. Same as AMD. So I'm so hyped. I'm so tired, but I'm so hyped about this. And the other thing that I don't know whether it's good or bad is this Omniverse. I don't know if you've seen. So Metaverse is us putting goggles, going to another dimension. But Nvidia has already spoken about Omniverse back in 2019. They had the GTC conference every year, around about October period. They spoke about their Omniverse, where they're trying to create a space, just like all of us porting over to a new dimension. We can build our products or whatever. We can build a whole house, even though you live in and you can port wherever you are. So they have got their own Omniverse. So I'm not sure whether this will be an advantage or disadvantage to them, because end of the day, Nvidia not just do chips, they build great software, enterprise software. But how will they compete with Microsoft, Facebook? That I don't know. Are they going to ship it as a product, or are they going to ship it as a sandbox tool? Sandbox tool meaning like, Minecraft, and you start creating craft around it and build your own world like Animal Crossing. I don't know. Let's see what they do. But I know that they can compete if they want. Is this going to open up a new total addressable market? Something to watch. Again, positive, man. Very, very positive. Another thing is Nvidia's autonomous sales were up. That is the one that I'm saying that if we had enough factories producing Nvidia chips, this wouldn't be even 135. It would be easily 160 million. It'd be another 60, 70% output. But we are limited to where we have just now. Yeah. And Nvidia's professional visualization grew. So this is the one I'm talking about, the rendering graphics, which could even grow even further. End of the day, like video games, for example, in future, yeah, your Sony PlayStation, your Xbox, you don't need a nice big processing power. You just need one with a huge network card. It just links to a cloud server and you just render the graphics. You just render the processing power. That's the thing that we're moving on next. 5G is just the beginning. I think once we go to the next phase where we render processing power on the cloud, and it's not even data center, it's rendering processing power. And this is only the beginning, again, very, very beginning. And do you know that Nvidia pays dividend? Yeah. I almost forgot that I got a dividend. It's very small. It doesn't really make it. Couldn't even buy me a cup of coffee. And Nvidia actually pays dividends, and it doesn't pay me my chicken peri peri if I need it to. So that's it. But what I want to go next is the hypercharts. Okay, hypercharts. Let me refresh. It just came out literally about like 15 minutes ago. And again, hypercharts, Go on it. It's free to use. I subscribe because I want to support them. I don't even want to give you my referral because it's only 99 quid a year. If I give you my referral, the guy actually gives me like 12, 15 pounds. I mean, he's going to make less money. So I'm going to let the guy who runs Hypercharge makes profit, maximum profit. If you can afford, pay for Hypercharge, 99 US dollar. And for me, I like it because I use it on a daily basis. So I just want to make sure that, I give credit to the man who produced this fantastic website. So Nvidia earnings, revenue 24 billion, 30x. I think that should be refreshed. Let me check later. It should be, because AMD is about 10x just now, and this 30x is a bit pretty high, but I'm surprised it's up there. So revenue growth 50%. So anyway, let's move down. Look at this chart. So this is where they are just now. Gaming 3.2 billion compared to last about 3 billion. So they've been up a bit. The automotive is 135. Previously it was 154. In fact, they dropped because of shortage. Data centers 2.366 billion. And we're saying 2.93 billion, 2.36. So it's gone up from 2.3 to 2.9. And what's really grown is professional visualization. That's the one, the graphic render. That's going to be big, yeah. 519 million. Now they're back 577 million. I think that will grow. I think that's a sector that will grow. I'm talking about not the data center, but just power processing, rendering, graphics. That's where we're coming from. So I think that is a really big area that will grow. And it might pull some gaming down, but I think that's an area that we will see banks and banks of data processing power unit being built. And again, what I like about this chart, if you guys can see, it's like I spoke to somebody early on. It's like somebody just decided to draw a nice little line up there, and the next one be a nice little line. So it's this hockey chart, the hockey stick characteristic. And again, not just revenue and gross profit. I always watch about the operating income, but in fact, I always watch the expenses. So cash flow is okay, fine. Net income is up there, it's fine. Profit margin has actually increased from 64% up to 65%, which is healthy. Operating expense. Okay, operating expense is one of the key fundamentals. If you're operating a business, if I was running a business, let's say I was running a business and opening a shop, a grocery shop right in the middle of city town. If my operating expenses are decreasing, it's not a good thing, because if I want to grow, I need to spend more on marketing, I need to spend more research, I need to spend more manpower, I need to hire more people to grow. If I see operating expenses drop, I do worry. I don't go, yes, we're making more money, more net income, but I do. But as long as they keep the R&D and the other expenses up, I'm fine. Hiring people, deployment, especially in the current world today, we've got blockchain blooming, we've got Facebook blooming. We need software developers, and Nvidia needs to retain the software developers. They need to retain the software engineers. So as long as they can keep up paying well, people will be coming into your company and keeping the sustainable growth. You need a workforce. You cannot just rely on the head honcho. Okay, so free cash flow is declining a bit. Capital expenditure, it's there. So short-term investment growth is still there. It's not really hindering. It's declining shortly. Cash and short-term. I need to check the presentation slide. I'm surprised it's still not out yet. Let me just see if I can get a bit more detail. No, I've not got my detail. I think he's still speaking in the background, but I'll listen to the podcast tomorrow morning. So outstanding shares. So market capital is still increasing. Not surprised. I mean, this time, about 3 months ago, it's only a $400 billion company, and today it's about 500. It's $500 billion. So, do you guys agree with me? I'm going to check the comments. Do you guys agree that you're going to see Nvidia hitting $1 trillion? I mean, Tesla's hit $1 trillion. Are you surprised? No. But then for Nvidia to hit 1 trillion, that's basically 2x your money. We've seen it with Apple years ago when about 4, 5, 7 years ago when they hit 500 million. And people say, are you going to hit 1 trillion? No. And guess what? 2 to 3 years later, it hit 1 trillion. And then when they hit 1 trillion, people say, that's the max. And guess what? 2.5 years later, they hit 2 trillion. So this is the growth that I like. If you're hitting a 60% growth on gear, this is where you are. It's like looking at Apple at 500 million and seeing how Apple will just go up to 2 trillion. So this is where we are. I am not trying to tell you tall tales. I'm just showing the pure facts, and look at the growth. Another 60% next year. We are just in 4th gear, going to 5th gear. The only thing is high revenue multiples. Okay, so I can see that 14x, 15x. So if you guys notice here, yeah, market cap has jumped quite significantly a lot. For 400, basically added over 120 billion. Okay, the earnings were impressive, but it doesn't dampen this thing down enough. Okay, look, it's got 15x, and now it's 18x. So it's not dampen it down enough. But if you want me to go on AMD, AMD is actually fallen That's why some people call AMD so much value. AMD has fallen. Let me just show you. Oh, in fact, it's gone up. Maybe it's just readjust again. So you see, the last few quarters, every time AMD comes with record breaking, it pushed the multiples down. This one, maybe it's gone up a bit. So I did sort of like there, but this is what I was expecting. But for and that's how you see the valuation of the company. Yeah. So if you see charts like this after great earnings and it keeps going up, then you might think, revenue has gone up. So maybe it's slightly overvalued. That's what I'm saying in the beginning to folks that if you want to take profit, Nvidia, take profit. I'm not asking you to sell everything. You can easily take a 20% profit and reassess what you have. Only take profit if, let's say, one, if you need the capital, your loan capital, you need profit to build some base. Fine, do it, because not everyone can just going, oh, let's get $10,000 in my bank. Oh, let's get $20,000. Oh, let's get $5,000. You can't just flip your fingers and get money. It's hard and cash, guys. So if you take profit, it's okay to take profit. It's fine, take some profit, but remember to go back in when you need to. And the second thing is if you feel that taking profit is one, and secondly is to take risk off, but or if to take profit, if you think that there's another stock or there's another crypto, there's another investment that will move higher than Nvidia in the short medium term, then take profit and move across, move your boat across. That's fine as well. It's all about investment. We don't be loyal to company. I love these two companies, but I'm not loyal. I do not worship them. It's not a religion. I can pack my bags and go. That's the great thing about owning stocks. It's not a house. A house, you have to find a buyer. You have to clean the house up. You've got rules to do. Stocks, buy, dump, go. Okay, no loyalty. End of the day, the loyalty stays for me. My loyalty stays to the family. And so you do. Okay. So I know Tesla investors on Twitter. They're very loyal. They're there. They'll die. They'll stand in front of bullet firing squad for Elon Musk. I mean, that is not me. Okay, we're here. Great fundamentals. I stay with you. Okay. So this is me on what I think of Nvidia. I cannot find the presentation. I should be listening, but I should be listening to it tomorrow morning when it's complete, so I can pick and choose which area I want to go to. But I'm trying to find other news. I cannot find any other news on Nvidia, but this is where we are. Again, don't fall for the trick saying that tomorrow morning I'm going to buy an open, because there are some analysts calls it a $400 stock. But then again, they are getting ahead. For me, quarter three should be the steady ground for folks to quarter three should be the steady ground for you and me to know that, yes, quarter one hit the target, quarter two hit the target, quarter two hit the target, quarter four should be easy, medium, or hard. So now it looks like they're still on target. Fine. Quarter three should be the one that breaks record. It shouldn't go up high. So I do get worried sometimes where quarter three stocks go really, really high, because the real rock star, the real mega concert should be in January, when you tell me about your Christmas earning, that if you've broken record and you tell me your future forecast, that's when the rock star of all earnings, that's what's happened in January. But for now, it's high, fine, take profit, fine. And be prepared for two things. Buy on the dip. Okay, you ready? When you're going to your buy trigger. And the second thing is, if the stocks do rock up even higher, be ready to buy on premium, meaning that you could have sold it for 300. And if it starts ripping to 315 and going to 400, then be prepared to pay on premium. That's the only thing. Or number three, don't do anything. Buy, hold, prepare, and go to bed. That's all I want to say. And I can see Zibu there. He's just supported my case. His Credit Suisse raised it to PT $400. So that's right, and that's where we may go, but it doesn't mean that it's going to be tomorrow. But that's what Credit Suisse think. I don't know what they're based on. So I'm still waiting for the details of what Jensen Huang wants to tell us on how he sees Metaverse and how he sees cryptos and how he sees him competing or working along, and what the shortage. So that's the detail that we don't have just now. But this is it's good. It's expected. I mean, it's not a surprise that where we are just now. So that's it. I'm just going to go to the questions and see. I'm just going to go, let me see a quick Q&A, just see what you guys think of your point of view, because end of the day, it's a two-way traffic. So Sam, see what he said. I'm up 35% Nvidia, holding for call today. See, holding forever, no harm. Great, I love it. So I'm holding. I'm not doing anything. I'm happy. I can go to sleep. Okay, great company. What's FKING? Somebody tell me. Confident is yes, very, very confident, Mortaz Hayek, Nvidia to the moon. I know we always use this terminology for crypto, but it's nothing wrong using it for stocks. Very, very good. AMD competitors or potential future partners? So let me say AMD. Okay, let me say that. I don't know if I said it last week, but I speak to different people. AMD are great for data centers. AMD are great for profit margin growth, and they're fast and a good alternative to the market. Nvidia is just a slightly different beast. When I say slightly different beast, it's far more superior, more total addressable market, meaning I think they take over 60 or 65% of the market. They're taking more than half the pie, pure dominance. And the thing is, Nvidia is not just about the chips, it's the software behind it. You can hear about Nvidia doing Metaverse, Nvidia doing AI and helping biogenomics because of their software that nobody knows about. Okay, you go on their website, you can even see the self-driving software that they do support as well. So you don't necessarily have to go for Tesla. They could sell the same software to BMW and Mercedes and let them develop even further. So the software is powerful with Nvidia. That's why they're bigger market capital than AMD. So they're not competition. They are there to work hand in hand. And I want to say number 3 is I do slag off Intel sometimes. I do make fun of them. They look like a goofy show. But end of the day, with the shortage, Intel could be a good bargain buy or a good value buy if you are a value investor looking for dividend. So Intel would have some market share. They might not be number 1 again, but they will be there to serve the market, and they're building new factories. So Intel, if you are a value hunter, a value bagger hunter, then do look at it, because end of the day, somebody has to fill the gap. Somebody has to supply the lower end chips for the lower end customers. End of the day, everything around us, including this watch, knits. It's not just a battery and a PCB. It's a proper brain behind it. So that's where we are. They're not partners. They're all sorts of independent, but they'll be running hand in hand. John Tickle sold 50% after split, bought back up, and so 100% up from original 50%. Great. And over 40% up on 50% bought back. Okay. I'm holding no matter what, looking for buy trigger to buy more. Yeah, great. The thing is, it's hard for me to do a buy trigger just now because I'm looking at the chart. Okay, I'm not showing on the screen, but it's hard. Is this the established threshold point, or is it going to go higher? Because Credit Suisse says 400. So in the next few days, I will just have to look at it to see. I want a settling period before I can pick the high and drag down and see where the buy trigger zones are. But until they find a nice plateau to relax and rest, I'm not going to do it. So I'll wait for a few more days before I can actually do buy trigger. And hopefully, in a few more days, let it relax a bit more. Let the other YouTubers all start shelling out Nvidia again as usual. I'll just come in at the back end, look at analysis, look at what the market are, and provide a video a week later, something about Nvidia. So I'm doing it for myself anyway, and I'll do a video, a 5-6 minute video for everybody. So just hang in there, just be patient. I mean, it's no point trying to FOMO buy in tomorrow because it's not like it's going to rock up soon higher. Split stocks, like I said, stock split. I don't think they'll do another split until when it hits 500. So stock splitting is great for raising cash. I think Nvidia is okay just now. They don't need the immediate cash to buy ARM. So we just have to wait and see. So if they start stock split, they just literally stock split like this time last year, wouldn't it? So it's a bit too overly ambitious to stock split. And the next thing you find is let's say stock split from 300 to 100, and they find that your stocks fall to 75 and 50. That's bad. Why? Because you fall into that zone, it falls into the option trading leverage zone, and folks will start mucking about your option trades, your future trades, and start messing about, because when it drops to below 100, it becomes the poor man's option trading, and every guy Robin Hood will start manipulating stocks. That's why AMD is a bit more sustainable once they hit over 100, so less people can start manipulating through options. So stay high, sometimes it's good. Yep. So yeah, so this is really me, and I do. So like Arman Sidnu, how are you doing, Arman? I'm just going to wait for a week to let it settle down before I do go for another buy trigger. Yep. Sam, are you saying I think AMD will grow together while AMD is doing many alternatives, not only chips? I agree, my friend. I agree with that. So much to explore, so much to expand. One with AI. So we're quite clear where application based for Nvidia, but we just want to see what other stuff AMD can supply. So we just wait for the settling period for all the auto car manufacturers complaining they're not getting any chips and they're closing factories. We just wait for that to be over, and then we can focus on what to go, what to home in next. But I do like the Metaverse. It's really, really, it came to a point where I'm even looking at Facebook. Okay, me looking back at Facebook, you guys know that I dumped Facebook. I gave up on Facebook in 2019. They're not changing anything. They can't even release their dating app, but now Facebook's coming back with Metaverse. That it looks like a possible $1 trillion economy waiting to happen for the next decade. Okay, buy to run. Nope, I just say just relax, just chill, see what happens. Unless it drops like 20% tomorrow, then no brainer. But it needs to give me a reason why they're dropping 20%. Okay, so yep, I'm gonna definitely share it with you. I'm gonna share it with you, and no information. I know you're asking Zibu, any information? No. If you notice, yeah, every time before the earnings, every time before any good news, someone in Financial Times or some British reporter wants to write about ARM, but to take them down. It comes to a point, it becomes a FUD, a FUD. You realize that it's just recycling content. I mean, I could write a better article than them if they pay me well, and yeah, so that's not doesn't convince me. Yeah, we know there's going to be a problem. We know there's going to, if they do buy ARM, it's going to be a whole different beast. But remember, they're already at 60 to 75%, 60 to 70% of total addressable market. If they buy ARM, what is going to happen when they take over the mobile phones? Oh, I'm so excited. What Metaverse stocks are you invested into? So Metaverse stocks, obviously my AMD Nvidia already automatically qualifies for the Metaverse play. You guys as well, automatically, you have already one of the best tools, like they said. The gold mine situation. When you have gold mine, why do you buy gold mine stocks? Buy the stocks that sell shovels, and there we have the best electrical shovels that we have there. So that's one. And number two, I did mention rendering graphics. Yeah, rendering graphics. Okay, so one company I'm actually looking at, I should have done it last week. It's already double. It's not a stock, it's a token. Okay, it's a crypto token called RNDR. Okay, I'm gonna write it all R here. RNDR. Okay, token. RNDR token, and that token is actually, rather than they go IPO, they release a token, and it's actually a proper company selling you or hiring you professionals like guys in Hollywood, graphics. So you can work from home, but you don't have the most powerful PC, you don't have the most expensive Mac today. You can use your Mac, but it just ships your processing power elsewhere, get a render and get it back really quick. So render is something I'm looking at for the Metaverse, because once Metaverse comes, there's so much rendering going on, and we should be looking. So that's two. And again, the other Metaverse is, what happens in Metaverse? It's going to be social marketing. It's going to be multimedia marketing. Again, the likes of Facebook, Pinterest, they're all down just now. They're all Twitter just down now. Marketing, social influencer marketing will still be there. So this is the time that you should. I'm looking at Twitter. I already bought in Twitter. I think they'll do well in Metaverse as well. And you could like Pinterest, you could like Instagram, Facebook. These are the stocks that I'm looking at. But other stocks looking further, it's still quite hard to see what other Metaverse. So we're all still picking away to see where we go, because who knows? The likes of Adobe. I'm not surprised if Adobe comes in tomorrow and says, "Hey, we want to go into the Metaverse as well. We are going to develop something." Not surprised. What if Salesforce comes in? Salesforce got great infrastructure, and they might come in and says, "Oh, we're going to do a business suite Metaverse," or even Zoom. So we don't know. It's very, very early stage. So I'm only investing in the tools that's going to grow along with it. Okay. So again, that's what I'm looking for. I think Sam has just thrown in his look. Roblox, that's a good one. Looking at Roblox, Facebook, Microsoft, Nvidia, AMD. So great choice, great pick there. It's all free for all just now. Who knows? Palantir might come in with something. it's literally free for all. Yeah, it's socially accepted that we're gonna go be Metaverse, socially accepted, and who knows what's gonna be happening from there. And Rin, how are you doing? Spot on, Alex. No problem. I just bought. Oh, you bought R&D. Where do you find it? How do you get ahead before me? But well done if you got an R&D. Oh man, you must have 2x by now. Yeah, you must have 2x by now. So well done. The other one that I like about, which is again a token associated one, is another AIOZ. So that's another one that I'm looking at. But I think I'll buy RNDR first. And then I was supposed to buy it today, but I was in a car. I couldn't get signal, and I think I fell asleep in the car for a bit after my walk. So that's what I'm looking at. So I think there's a question: what price are you looking at for Palantir? It's quite cheap at the moment. I'm always in two minds about Palantir. I think Palantir is a great stock to earn. I'm very two minds. So I'm not done my let me just go. Let me just go live and look at the charts with you. Okay. Share file. Okay, let's look at Palantir. Okay, let me look at one chart before I go offline. I might as well do this. You guys are challenging me, and I like a challenge. Okay, Palantir. Let's go. Get a glass of water first. Oh, Okay, good enough data for the last 18 months. Okay, Palantir, wait, let me bring up my stochastic. Ta-da! Okay, so where we're coming from, I always start with stochastics first. Obviously, that looks like a very oversold area, but you don't see much change in the line. It's not going any lower. The volumes are very, very slowing down. There's quite high volumes on the sales, so folks are selling off Palantir. You can see the huge drop in there. And if I put a line there on the last lowest dip, which is round about here on the 11th of May. If I put a round line, the lowest point 11th of May is the RSI about 25. Okay, so it looks like we never hit that low. We never hit a volume or momentum low enough to hit 35. So is this the bottom? Do we call the bottom? But it looks like a strong support line at 22. So would I call that a good time to get into an entry? I'm just trying to hover my line further down to see that we have got a 20, probably another support at 18. So 20 and 18 is a support line that I see without pulling a Fibonacci line. But it's definitely trying to establish itself at 22. Okay, there's a lot of very convincing point at 22. April, it was there. May, it was there. July, it was there. So Palantir at 22. But the most important question is, when will it break out? When will it break out to 26? Let me just pull up a hyper chart on Palantir, because I did not really look at Palantir's earnings. Okay, if my computer can speed up a bit faster. See, that's my qualms about business to business rather than business to consumer. You don't see that hockey chart. Yeah, it really just puts me to sleep watching charts like this. Okay, revenue growth. Okay, fine. You're not growing as fast as we can, and it's not a predictable type growth, because the problem is business to business is it will depend on a nice quarter where you've got a huge contract for Microsoft or huge contract with somebody, and then you see one spike up and then they don't sustain it for a few years because the contracts only last for one income when it comes down. So it's not a predictive type model. It's contract based. It's like Boeing, Boeing gets a contract for 4 years from Singapore, or 300 order airlines from Singapore, and there you go, see the spike and they have to wait for the next sale. So it doesn't really excite me, this chart here. I know other YouTubers speak about it highly a lot. So for me, I only can focus on the technical. It looks like an established line at 22. If it breaks down a bit more, then we're going to see around about 20. Then it breaks down a bit more. But regardless, you buying 20, you're buying 80, you can average within this zone, this zone of swing. So they can call the wedge. Folks have drawn the wedge at this point, hoping for bounce. I've not seen it. Folks have drawn a wedge at this point, bounce not in. So I can see a 200-day moving average being developed. So it's a death cross here. And then I'm just, is it death cross or is it a golden? So a golden, so that's a golden cross. Okay, so a golden cross happened around about 6th of October, but it looks like it's coming back down, so it might come back down. So again, it's gonna go for my conclusion, yeah, just me going around Aman. I think my conclusion is it's gonna go sideways until we see something susceptible, a big change, a major change. It's gonna go sideways. I mean, this would be a great option trade. Covered calls would be great. Buy some of the dip, just covered calls at 25, 23, covered calls, let it roll on. Weekly covered calls or monthly covered calls. This is a perfect covered calls. I'm sure guys around Robinhood are doing this every week, every month, just to hold, because they like Palantir. I think it's a great opportunity. And also covered calls just to keep up with their growth as a sideways dividends. So that's what I think, and Palantir are doing. So I hope that helps. Not the most convincing of the chart that I've done, but it's also not the most exciting for me. But again, I'm watching this stock. I do watch this stock because a lot of people I know in Discord holds Palantir. Okay, so who else? I'm just randomly clicking comments here. IOZ seems to be they're bouncing back. Good time to get in. They've been bouncing up and down. So a lot of people are shilling the thing. They're bouncing up and down because people on Twitter are shilling. Shilling means going, yeah, influencer going, yeah, this is the one I'm buying, and everyone just buys in, and then people who bought later start dumping. Go in a cycle trend. So but RNDR is the only one that I can see that high Hollywood producers are actually using it. So that's where we are. So Yeah, Zibu is right. People are swing trading it, and that's swing trade Palantir, option trading as well. Yep. Hey Jack Perry, how you doing? It's K in the case a bear market suddenly starts. Don't you get hurt so much? I mean, if prices get a certain low point, bear market season starts. So it's better to have money on the side to buy for it. Uh, so you say in case bear market suddenly starts. Yeah. So like I said, Q3. I don't think that. Okay, fine. I'm not talking about huge correction, but if there's a profit taking for the next 6 weeks or the next 8 weeks, and you see the market slide down, I don't think there'll be like a correction level to 10%. But I think there'll be a drop, or if they do, or just going to go sideways, or just rotation of money from stocks to like dividends to banks to travel. I would see that happening to luxury goods, to consumer again. People think that consumerism is coming up. People actually spending money for Christmas, e-commerce stocks. So I can see rotation, but I don't think there'll be a bear market happening. And for me, yeah, it's always to have good money to buy on the debt. But I think there'll be a period, there'll be a very delicate period. It might be before Christmas or after Christmas or just before the earnings, that before they starts going crazy up. So there'll be a period where you see some stocks go there, but I'm not going to call a 10%. I'm just going to say a 5, 4, 6%. And if you want to buy. Because for me, I think next year could be a year that other industry, other areas might flourish a bit better in terms of yield. So growth stocks may go sideways, but again, who knows what's going to happen. But just imagine you're institutional investor. Yeah, you are BlackRock. What would you do for next year? If you're BlackRock, you'll be focusing on companies that's opening up travel. You'll be focused on retail. You'll be focused on sports, concerts. Those are the areas that you'll be focusing on trying to get yield, because that's where the money be flowing. People will be paying more for people to come back in. So that's the area. But me as a tech investor, as a growth investor, I'm not going to just remodify my portfolio just to suit, because next year might be a year that's going to be consolidating sideways. And guess what? What do you do when you consolidate? Just buy on every opportunity you get. Don't go FOMO and buy everything. Just dollar cost average as you can along. So I'm not going to call for bear market, because end of the day, the VIX is nice and healthy, and I want it to go even lower to a cruise control mode. So that's what I like about it. Hello, how are you doing? I'm trying to pronounce your name, but I might pronounce it wrongly. So Srihari Pavan, how are you doing? Planning to have long calls on Disney or PayPal for January 2023. Which one would you recommend at these prices? Disney is a lot more predictive with the opening trade. You know where Disney is going. Disney will be going nice and high. It would dip. I like it at 150. Some people are calling that it might even dip to 120, because no one will buy Disney until it goes away. But I think 150 is a fair price. Just because the streaming has dropped, it's expected. Why? I'm not staying at home every day. I want to go out. I'm back to work. So once Disney opens up, one proper movies comes back up, more blockbusters. Remember the last few blockbusters? Shang-Chi was good, okay? Black Widow, Eternal. So we just want to wait for those to come back up, and then it start raking. So from PayPal, I cannot predict. Could it go down? Could it go up? I don't know. PayPal, they're stuck in a hard and rock place. Disney, a bit predictive. You want to do long calls? I prefer to do Disney. Okay, that's my point. PayPal could be a $500. It could be $100. I cannot even know where to put my mark on. So if me, between the two, I'll take Disney any day. Okay, and yeah, I think Zibu asked a good question. Is thinking of Goldman Sachs for Nvidia profit? Yeah, why not? Goldman Sachs. I like Goldman Sachs. I'm surprised that one day I opened up my app, Goldman Sachs was like 430, and next day I saw Goldman Sachs at 400. I said, what is going on here? I mean, this is great. I wish I had more money. I'll buy Goldman Sachs. Any recovery stocks here, any stocks for next year, if I had any more money left for my crypto, I'll get Goldman Sachs. I'll get Berkshire Hathaway, and I will get what was that? Louis Vuitton. I think I've said this many times. I'm very consistent in what I say, and I'm very consistent in what I want to home in. These are the stocks I know. These are the brands I know. So that is where I am thinking from. Okay, I think I missed MBAX JG M2. I'm going to take a few more questions, and I think I'm going to go. But I'm going to go back to my crypto dungeon. Dynatrace stocks look like a good cloud stock. No, I've not looked at Dynatrace stock at all. In fact, I'll take a note down on Dynatrace stock. Hey, do come on the Discord, bring it up, share it out to everyone, let everyone have an opinion about it. I've not looked at it, but I've wrote it down, Dynatrace. I will look at it. Anything that's cloud, hey, it pulls me in, it ropes me in. So So this is me. This is me, really, guys. So thanks for turning up. Lastminute.com. I appreciate you guys coming. I hope that was useful for everybody on the Nvidia. I'm holding. I'm not doing anything. It's wise not to do anything. Sit in your hands sometimes. Because end of the day, VIX is relaxed. We're going back to normal. 2022. Even if it's stock split and more, if I got money, I'll add more. And the big question is, my big money adding time will be April, because there's a new tax is coming up. So I need to really decide, with a new lump sum of money coming in for tax-free, for pension type source, will I be buying AMD? Will I be buying Nvidia? Will I be buying Coinbase? Will I be buying Darktrace? Or will I be buying Twitter? So this stock, I keep it consistent. I don't try to monitor. Or maybe CrowdStrike might be dropping even further. SEA might be dropping even further. That's the stocks that I do like. Maybe Lemonade might be starting to look attractive. So stocks, I do keep a very short list, which is only available on number of fingers I have. I'm not going to look so much a big trend. But I hope that's useful, guys. 45 minutes is up for me. I do really hope it's useful. It's late, so all good night to you. And also, before I go, I might do a live spot session. So my live spot, I'll be concentrating on, let me just show you. Yeah. It's either tomorrow or Friday. I need to work out a time because my calendar is maxed out with work, and my kids, love them to bits, but they do take a lot of my time. And so I just want to share out what's coming next for me. Because as you see, my YouTube time is dropped significantly because I've been so busy with my cryptos and my live spot. So there's one thing that I was going to do. I've got this video ready, cryptos for newbies, long-term investment. I've got the video ready, but I've got no time to edit it. And this is the one that I speak about 5 simple areas where folks can go into crypto. Because last week I did a session about get into cryptos. Loads of guys got hyped there. The number of referrals I have from crypto.com is just shut up. I don't even know who is taking. So folks are getting in buying cryptos, which is great. But folks are asking me questions about farming, because I show out the word farming, that I've made money on farming, but I don't think that's for beginners. So I've made these simple videos on 5 steps what you can do to capitalize on the great bull run where Bitcoin will go $150,000, and I believe it before next year. So the face ripper rally for Bitcoin will happen. Okay. And the next one is the next 10x investment, new life ahead. So something that I'm working on in the background. So hopefully to share that video with you guys. But that's me really. I'm not giving on YouTube. I'm still here, but I think I'll do more live session. I think this is a lot more appropriate. I might not generate loads of views, but it's easier for me to share right on the spot, as raw as I can, because this is where we are. The volatility for crypto is high. The very dampening factor for stocks is very low. So there's nothing I can really clickbait anyone into. So thank you very much. I hope you have a great one. I really appreciate you guys being here. And like Zibu said, ciao for now. Good night, Sam. Thank you. Philip, I think you were asking a very interesting question. What's your opinion about Sweden asking EU to ban crypto, ban mining? Thank you for recommending AMD gains. Crypto mining, I don't like crypto mining stocks. Crypto mining should be no more crypto mining. Everything's going to proof of stake. It doesn't affect crypto. If everyone, only a few stocks is crypto mining, just Dogecoin, Bitcoin, and there's another called Stack Coin. Is it KDN? It's another one that's crypto mining. It's like the next version of Bitcoin. Ban it, fine. I don't really mind. It doesn't affect me because the stocks I'm looking at, Solana, Ethereum, Terra Luna, those don't need mining, even if they ban mining. As long as you don't buy mining stocks, that's fine. If you want to go into crypto, get Coinbase, or get in crypto, go buy the real cryptos that's going to be booming in the next generation. So, okay, guys, thank you very much. Have a great time. I'm going to go and look at my crypto just now. Again, and if you guys want to follow me, I'm so very active on Twitter. It's at alexco.com. So I'm super active on Twitter. I've got a complete different name. I'm really anonymous on Twitter. I don't want to put my face or real name. I've got even an NFT profile. That's me, but you can see my name's at alexco. So follow me on Twitter. I show out lots of stuff, especially the crypto area, sometimes about stocks, but do follow me there. I'm not trying to grow, but if it helps you, I think it's helpful. It's helped a few folks. If it's helpful for you, join there. I'll try my very best to share as much as I can on other avenues. So again, have a good day, good night, and I'm going off to bed soon. Take care. Bye-bye.